all on the cost of the reporting that the UFC pulled in $1.14 billion in revenue in 2022. Is it time to revisit the fighter pay conversation? Mike, it's on you.
Man, well, I think it's always time to revisit the fighter pay conversation, right? Like, it's always a very prevalent and important part of this industry. You could argue, it's a lost cause to a degree for people like us at this point until fighters decide to take action for themselves and actually get a piece of the pie. But yeah, it's always important, right? Like, we're going to once again have another UFC TV deal coming up in like a few years, and they're going to be shopping their rights, and it's going to be some absurd number, and we're all going to be like, oh, well, the fighters aren't going to get any bigger piece of the pie, even though the pie is bigger than they have at any point before. And we've said this a million times, I feel like, on the show, but the UFC isn't in the business of like giving handouts, especially as they're going to be in a public company at this point, and they have investors to go to and massive debts to pay off and all that stuff. And like, I would love to see every fighter be paid more, from the lowest range entry-level fighters in the UFC, raising the minimum, to the mid-tier, and especially, the highest at the high level. You could make an argument that, right, like, some of these guys do get millions of dollars at the very, very top, but should it be millions of dollars, or should it be tens of millions of dollars, right? Like we see in boxing and stuff. So yeah, like, fighter pay is always something that should be in the back of our minds, should be an important part of this industry. I would love for the bonuses to be raised. I mean, you go back to like over 100 events, 200 events total in the UFC's history at this point, and it stayed at 50K, right? Like, besides